Okay, hello, Jean. The camera's fine. I had to move it because for some reason it wasn't doing. I don't know. For some reason it's just not. It wasn't staying stationary. It kept um swinging. So I know it's in it. I tried to get it in a little bit of a better position. I'm hoping that that's good. I hope you're doing well though. I moved the cord. Ignore the cord. Ignore the cord. Why is the cord so... Oh, it's my fault. It's my fault. It's my fault. There we go. Hope you're doing good though. Hope everyone is doing good. Yes. Actually, I've been doing good. The other day, I had really bad, like, horrible allergies. But, um, they seem to be doing good today. So, I'm gonna take that as a plus. I need to move this fan out of the way. There's a blue on this one. Ooh. Oh my god, that's adorable. That is so adorable. Oh, that is the cutest. That is like... I didn't add it to my list. That's so cute. I found like quite a few really adorable ones. I love the little devil. Ace of Cups. King of Swords is pretty cute. Death is adorable. I know. Everything's been going... All the tarot cards have been going on sale lately. It's odd, like, it's a little cycle that's been happening. But I'm not complaining. Okay, so I didn't remember how to do all this. Um, where am I? No. I don't like this new shopping page that they have listed. It's sort of, I don't know, annoying if I don't use it. Like, just another page to add to the junk. This is just oh wow. That sheesh, that's a good price. Oh my god, I saw one of those like really lousy um AI generated ones, you know, like the really bad ones where they have like 27 fingers on one hand. And they were charging like $34 for it. And I'm like, you know, the card stock sucks. You know, like, there's 1,000 errors in it. They got like 4 eyes, you know. Hello, Chunkies. Welcome in. I was just really shocked because, like, literally in the um the listing picture, right, as well as in the review pictures, right, there you could see the like multiple fingers. I did. I have my cute little cup that I don't want to tilt because it'll probably spill. Cute little cup. And there it is. Um, the yeah, I know. It's really annoying though because you like some of them look so much like real artists that it's pretty messed up. But at the same time um to release them at those prices, like, and I know there's one Chinese publisher that I can't think of the name of right now, but they the decks that they publish are cheap. They're like $12, but they have beautiful, beautiful, beautiful um card stock. Like perfect thickness, perfect texture. You know, it was just like amazing. I can't think of it. I think there's an A. I think it starts with an A, I want to say, but I'm not sure. But it sounds like there's an A somewhere in it. I'm fine if they sell for cheap. Like, that's fine because it gives you more decks to use, more pretty things to look at. But at the same time, like, some of them are just like, sheesh. Okay, we're gonna go subscriber only mode. We'll go for an hour and starting at 14:11. There we go. Ghostbusters at 10. But is it by that lady? Uh, that's an interesting one. I think that's one that would be like um one to have just to look at. One I was disappointed with was the DC deck because I really felt like they could have done a little better. Hello, MIOIT. Hello, How you both doing? Oh, I want to stay down. It was, though. It was complete trash. Hello, Clinda. Welcome in. Hello, Mariana. Welcome in. I hope both of you all are doing well. Well, for the cheap ones, like $5, yeah. Yes, they are. After the Nightmare Before Christmas one, I've, you know, been a little frustrated. But you know, when they put effort into it, I just really feel like some of them just they don't. Well, no, that's the thing is you got to be careful with the AI ones because a lot of them do. But at the same time, even the ones that are made by regular people, real people, will also mix up messages. I've returned quite a few decks because they did not understand, um, the core message. Like I saw one pop up the other day where Trump was the fool, and it was like supposed to be satire, but you can't actually use a deck like that. And I say that because you have to have the good and the bad of each card. So if you're just putting Trump on the card because you think he's an idiot, you're completely canceling out the positive reading that the card can have. So the positive of the full, like the negative, right, would be there's an idiot. They don't think about anything. They don't have um, a clear mind. They run forward without any consideration. They don't take in anybody else's advice or comments. They completely disregard everything and just keep moving forward blindly. Positive would be they see something we don't see. Um, they have a fresh start, a new beginning. They get to let go of the past. Nothing is clinging to them anymore. They are about to enter a new stage. So it's if the person is doing that for satire, it's like to a lot of people. I guess it would be a fun collector, but um, the the aspect of positive, right, that's removed from it is so, I don't know, it's like it creates a one-sided card. So having people that actually do that, right, having people that think about it, and publish it, that's an issue. Yeah, that's another thing. It's like people will think that their art style, um, people think that their art style is super cool and will add like a pizzazz to it. But, um, hold on. But you don't get that, right? Like, you don't get the broader meaning. Especially like if you look at cards that have like the fixed signs on it, when um God, what was his name? Wait, the weight part of Rider Waite Smith, right? When he was making the cards and he was consulting um Pamela Coleman Smith on them, they were part of a cult surrounding like Knights of Templar thing. So there's a lot of imagery that's put into them that most people don't know. Like there'll be aspects of Christianity, Judaism, each ancient Egypt, mythology, religion, whatever you want to call it, um, as well as their own like occult style of belief, right? It's not necessarily like fully dark cult. It's a cult. It's a yeah, like she said, it's a belief in spirituality. It's a combination of a lot of different factors, and it's actually interesting depending on the type that you're looking at. But a lot of those groups actually got quite a bit done, they saved a lot of things. They helped in a lot of movements. They regained control over chaotic times. So they were actually very beneficial. It's just they they sort of stayed secretive, right? They stayed in the backgrounds and they had their own little groups, their own little movements that relied on something different than what was mainstream. But um with these cards, like if I pull up any random card, right? Um oh, that's a perfect one. Hi Techie. I hope you're doing well. Exactly. People who abuse it make it bad because otherwise it can be something that provides a lot of peace and sanity to people, you know? So one card that's funny, this was on the top of the deck right now. It's one card that gets misinterpreted like so often. Oh my god, it's one of those cards that is just like so. Yes, she donated for um what is technically two, but it's one long one, right? So it'll be two questions. The first one will be long, and then the second will be free. So two in total. Um, I do. Oh, of course, of course. I wanted to make sure you were here before I start anything because I do. The way I want to read it is just to make sure that we get everything, clear. That's why I'm into fortune telling. Yeah. The Four of Cups is one that gets misinterpreted a lot, where they will lean on one aspect of the card, but there are actually several, and that's another thing where it depends on what cards are next to it. So I think most common is ignoring it. I think that's the most common depiction I see in decks where they don't actually take up the offer of the Four of Cups. They will either ignore it, they'll set it to the side. Sometimes they won't even make it stand out at all. But you have the flip side that is like the offer that you can't ignore, the one that's made for you rather than, one that's just generic or made for somebody else. Yeah, people always say a negative for it. It's something that's odd because you can see it in so many ways, and for people to just latch onto that one-sided meaning, it's really like it's frustrating. It's I guess like in a way like misrepresenting what you call it, an entire culture, you know. But I think that's another thing is people don't take it serious is the ones that just think that they're readers and have fun with it. Like they don't realize that there's much more to it than what meets the eye. And I'm running card because I don't know. Yeah. And then there's those ones that just flat out lie. See, here's one that I like. So, this is the Weaver Tarot. Some people think the Five of Wands is only fighting with other people. Yeah, they don't get that each God element suit has its own connection. But this is the Four of Cups, right? So the Four of Cups here versus the Four of Cups in this one. Now, the thing I like about this one is you can interpret it multiple ways, but this is one of the better examples of them actually paying attention to the meaning behind it and not just, throwing some illustration out there. So it's nice because you have something that, like, awareness with the eye. This one is standing out. It's something that you're noticing, something that you're drawn to, so you won't be forgetting it or you won't be missing it. So It also has like this one has certain aspects of things on it. So you see wings, and it's something that comes in quickly, or um, something that has a quicker energy to it, a lighter energy to it. Sometimes when they have the crystals on it, it's a representation of like an abundance, or like a good opportunity coming toward you, right? So everything on there has its own special meaning. And finally get one that has like clarity. And this one does come, let me get it out. This one does come with this little guide card that has like aces, beginnings, openings, possibility, two, balance, connection, duality, three, groups, expansion, action, you know. And then like five, right? Change, conflict, uncertainty. It has all the things that you would need um, to sort of interpret each card. And then the same thing goes with wands, cups, swords, and coins. So this is one of those really, really rare circumstances that don't actually just, you know, gloss over it and act like it doesn't matter. But pip decks are one of the decks that will always be like a why for me. But I know it's because most of the time they don't want to put the effort into it, and it cheapens the process, especially if they're paying for an artist. Like, it makes it cheaper. It makes it like substantially cheaper. Which it all comes down to money. So we are using the basic old basic Rider-Waite Smith deck. So Rider was the publisher, Waite was the writer, but also like the person who basically decided how they'd look, and then Pamela Coleman Smith obviously was the illustrator. I asked when you start the live, I see how I'm reading for yourself. Is it? Oh no. That's simply to see where the cards are positioned. I want to make sure that people can see them. Okay, so we're at 25. Let's get started on techies. So, prep for everyone, this is sort of like double length reading, just so that it can be clear, in depth. We have Page of Wands, Ten of Swords. I don't know if I want to do 5 or 4. I'm feeling like 5, but we'll see. Okay, we have Page of Wands, Ten of Swords, Six of Cups, Page of Swords, and the Empress along the top. So we are seeing a transit. The main thing I would say here with the current energy that's coming across the top is there is a frustration, and normally we would see a past, present, future, and we would see a transit. I'm not necessarily seeing a transit of past, present, future here. I'm feeling like an energy that's just going on. It feels more present to future, if that makes sense. But I don't like when the Ten of Swords comes out because it does signify when it's not in the first position, right? It does signify that it's something to come. It's something that will be happening in the future. Now, good part of this is we do see healing after it because we have a cup, we have a good offering, we have something that's more aligned with like soul purpose or reasoning to be on earth. So it does have a better feel to it as it like transitions. But we do see quick decisions that might be poorly planned, quick energy that's not long lasting, that turns into regret, frustrations, things not turning out the way he had hoped for, lots of just like frustrations that leads to this end. And I feel like it is an end to this belief that like this is the fix, right? This is the thing that's going to turn everything around, and this is what's going to get him to the stage that he's been hoping for, when in reality, you know, we know that there's much more that has to be done in order to have that like perfect future where things are going his way. Now, good news is in a I want to say in like a month or so, it might be like a month to 2 months, there is that change that comes through with the Six of Cups. And it's followed by a Page of Swords. So we still have a youthful energy, we still have movement forward, but the Page of Swords has a better mindset, something that's a lot more planned out, something that actually is beneficial, and it results in the Empress stage. The Empress is less quick movement, you know, quick decision making, more so like, let's see what like all the options are, right? Let's see everything that's going on so we can best plan this situation. She's very patient. She's a very good energy to be in, regardless of gender. She is probably, when you're transitioning into a longer period in your life or something that you want longevity regarding, right? Um, she's probably the best card to get next to the King of Pentacles, or the Queen, actually, both of them. But if you want that thing that says like this is sticking around and it's definitely going to be reliable, she is a great sign for that. She is like the perfect card to have telling you it'll be okay. And that something stable will come through. Now, we do have the King of Wands coming through as that like clarifier between the Page of Wands and the Ten of Wands, or Ten of Swords, which is a card that does expand on that energy, which is what I was feeling to begin with, which is that King of Wands mindset of more so how can he make himself happy in the shortest amount of time. Um, in the negatives of the King of Wands, we have somebody who has a very like self-centered mindset, somebody who doesn't always make good decisions because it can be spur of the moment, and it could be something that they put like all their energy into, right? In one go, they're like, this is what I want, this is forever, this is, you know, this is truly a part of me. And then, you know, like 2 days later, they're like, oh, I'm over it, I'm not interested in it anymore. So to have that card come out sort of says where his mindset is, and that it's not leading in the best direction. Now, since we have that Ten of Swords, that would be a decision that, I don't either, something pops up that says like, here it is, this is not right for you, this is going to end in a way that you won't be happy with, or, you know, just a reality check basically coming through with that set of cards. We see almost a backtracking, and then more decision making that results in clarity and less of a like a jump on it, right? So not as much of a like a free for all, more of a self preservation. Then we do have the Four of Pentacles. Now the Four of Pentacles in this, I'm taking this as a realization that things don't come to you as quickly as you hope them to. You know, that things aren't, you just because you want it bad doesn't mean that it'll happen tomorrow, right? And definitely in this situation, it's showing that there are some regrets, some poor decisions, some desperate need for reevaluation, and then now moving forward into this clearer place where there will actually be hard work done in order to achieve that future. So I do feel heavily like this is just some, I don't want to say because it sounds like it's just basic if I say it's a phase, you know, because I don't think it's just a phase. I think it's like there's an urgency that's coming from something, and I'm not sure who's put it in their head, why it's in his head, right? Um, but it's there, and there's this like, I gotta get things done. And when you have the faster cards coming out, you have more room for mistake because there's less planning. That's why I said the Empress is great to have come out because she's a slow card. She's both the Earth and air in like the Libra Taurus aspect, so you get a nice balance of thinking and stability. Might be, you know, taking forever to get there, but ultimately you will succeed. And in this situation, he will succeed. I think he's just, you know, having to go through that process of realizing he needs to slow down, because it just doesn't seem to be something that is right for him. And I think whatever this impatience is, right, whatever this like desire to get things done immediately, they're just not, it's just not working in his favor. Oh, look at, you got Queen of Wands. So you did end up with, or he did end up with that Queen of Wands, Queen of Pentacles energy. Better with an Ace of Wands next to it. And I say this because we have an opportunity that you can take up when you need to take up. So for him, it does feel like he can decide to ignite that energy when he feels fit. And then Justice is definitely sort of like leveling this out. So it will be seen like clearly. I don't think this is entirely thought out, you know. I think it is one of those things. It's just like a quick decision, like you said, you know, just like get rich quick scheme of sorts. And I don't think he realizes it, but you know, things will, yeah, you see, you have that Three of Swords. So it's definitely like a reality that's going to come through. I don't see him actually going through with it because it's going to result in something that's like either frustrating, a reality check for him, something that shows as like it's not as fruitful as he thought. It might even just be the hard work that he's not ready to put in, you know. But I feel for the most part, there does appear to be something that's like, you can't do this, to stop him. And then a sort of like rethinking of this entire situation. Like hopefully, because we're getting some quicker energy, um, we're not seeing it like last forever. We are still in Gemini, so having error cards come out on top, so it's quicker, like it's happening now, and then we'll move into Cancer later this month, and then into next month, right? We have it still, so I feel like give it a little time, because it's definitely not something that's being thought out. It's not, there's no clarity there. There's just a lot of movement and then a quick, what is it, like a quick halt. But I send you peace of mind with this one, because I know that's a frustrating situation to be in. Pretty scary, pretty all over the place. And hopefully he'll receive some clarity on that one. Okay. So let's see what we have coming out for the second. Yeah. So we have, we have the Hanged Man. So we are getting some changes coming through fast. And offering with the Six of Pentacles. Knight of Wands. So I'm definitely feeling energy coming through quickly. Does feel like something comes up. I want to say, I don't want, it feels like over the next month-ish. Might be feeling like 6 weeks or so. But this does come through. It's something that definitely has more of your energy tied to it. Since we have a Knight of Wands, we have a big change. It feels better money-wise, but also like it just has a better environment. Two of Wands, Page of Cups. So it's definitely something for you coming through. It's your choice to move forward with it. And it has a Page of Cups tied to it. The Magician. Ooh, strength. Okay, so I'm feeling very good about this. I'm feeling like there is some good energy coming through. I like this place. I like that there's a little more wiggle room, a little more freedom, a little more like of a cup vibe than anything else. Because, you know, sometimes if we're too stuck in one energy, we're missing out on just, you know, what would complete us, right? So if we need something that's high energy, it's great to have wands come out, but sometimes we also want some like side cards, right? We want some cards that are like, it'll be fun, you know, have good monetary ties to it, right? So we do have some other cards coming through that are saying it looks good. It looks like something that you'll definitely feel much more comfortable at. I like that it's coming through with your energy and strength, as well as with the Magician, because it feels like it has the same, you know, it has similar aspects to the last job, but it doesn't have that people people issue, right? Or that outcome, that negativity that came with the way that it ended. It doesn't have that tied to it. So you got some good coming through. Fresher energy. The Magician is showing up as a card that's saying like it's more so something that's coming together. So it might have not been available to you like last month or month before last, and it might be still in the works, and that's why it's still giving a little time, right? As like not immediately available to you, but it does show up pretty soon. I'd say keep an eye out I don't know if it's something you know of already, or maybe you know the person, because the Six of Pentacles is giving me a bit of a like a familiarity to it. But I like the way that this is showing up for you. I do want one more card just to see how you'll be fitted into this environment. Ooh, the World. Okay, so we have things changing, things fitting in different ways, cycles that are definitely canceling out, completing, and the next fixed sign would be in Leo, which would be in strength. So Leo would be starting in July. So we have it as like accomplishment, changes. Um, it is a closure of the past and a start of something new, and it has a better like future to it because the future is open. So I'd say look forward to this like about like 6 weeks or so. It definitely has um a similar vibe to that previous place, but not that funk basically. So I send you the good vibes, the well wishes, all the good energies. And now I can comment on that deck. That deck is actually very interesting, um, in a good way. I like the depiction of the Fool a lot because it has like I don't know, there's a pause to it, and I love when people realize that the Fool might actually know what's coming forward. Oh, it's not? That's good. What kind of person is Scott? Honestly. Okay. So let's see what kind of person this is. Okay, we have we have the of three of Pentacles. We have Strength coming out again. We have the Nine of Cups, the Eight of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups, the World. Anything else want to come out? The Queen of Swords. So this person doesn't have many conversation cards or communication cards. So normally that would signify somebody who's not too good at communicating, and also somebody who can come out as being too serious or too harsh, or maybe like they're misunderstood when they're speaking because their choice of wording or their way of communicating just has some issues. They're just not good at it. But we see that they are somebody who works really well with people. They can come across as a little self-absorbed. This can be a bit of like a bigger ego, or somebody who inflates their themselves when there's nothing really to inflate. But since we have some other cards here that are sort of saying that's not the case, it just feels like that's the way that they come across. They have one personality that projects immediately, and then you see the other aspects of them. You have strength. That's a good person who um, tries really hard to get along with others, to help others, to be a support system for people, you know, in their life or around them. The Seven of Pentacles, a very hard worker, somebody who takes things like serious. They're very genuine when it comes to a lot of things. I feel like they are transitioning since we have the Eight of Swords as well as the Eight of Cups, and those are cards of pretty big change. Um, Something that has to be done, you know, and it might not be the most pleasant, right? Both of those cards have some aspect to it that just says, like, you have to give up something, or you have to allow something bad to happen in order for good things to come. But we see somebody who's working on it, so maybe whatever personality is coming out that seems like either um, hard to understand, or if they're just having a difficult time communicating, this seems to be pretty much changing, because I don't see it staying there for long. I think they just need some time to, you know, sort of like warm up, right? Open up, become a more talkative, or at least a more open person, so they're easier to get along with. Now, like I said, not a lot of conversation cards. Even the Queen of Swords is over there on the side. She's not screaming conversation here. So, even though she's there, it's just really not giving like talky. So just give it some time for this person to be better at communication, because it doesn't feel like a overall like bad person. It just feels like maybe they just have a weird time of when it comes to introducing themselves, talking to other people, making friends, you know. But I don't feel anything negative about them. And that's what I see here. I do hope that was helpful, because I don't think that, like, underneath they're bad. I think they just have a weird first or initial presence. Hello, Shateria. I hope you're doing well. Welcome in. I felt that I have a look. Oh man, I feel so dark and so. And not. Well, hopefully, we'll see what is going on. Glaucoma isn't always serious. Sometimes we can be a quick. Well, not a quick. I don't want to say quick, but no. Sometimes there are easier solutions to it than what we think. How many cards did I just drop? Like 20? Okay, we're gonna see what this one is because it fell weird. Oh wow, we have death in reverse. That's interesting. If you saw the way it fell, you'd understand. It was a little on the odd side. So, death in reverse, not bad. Like I said, depends on what comes out after. It is in reverse. So, we have to see what it brings forth. Well, some people are prone to it, you know. Sometimes we have to just, you know. Okay, we have Queen of Swords coming out. Three of Wands. The Moon. We have the World. Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so death to me, when it's in that first position, especially based on the fact that it is in reverse. Oh, we have King of Pentacles. Normally what we'd see in reverse is an opposite meaning, but it's not always the case when it comes to certain cards, because it doesn't quite have like a opposite reading ability. So in reverse, what we see here is somebody who is cycling through something, right? It's not outright the end. So sometimes it signifies that you still have a ways to go before that clearance, right? Before it's finally complete. It can also be something that says that it's something that you're hesitant to end. It's like you know how to allow that to complete itself. You know what to do to end that stage, but you choose not to. It might be something that you're just quite not ready to accept. It's something that you're hoping for other options too, but it does honestly have a positive side to it, where it's saying you have a moment now to embrace the change, embrace the end that is coming through. Now the Moon to me is that glaucoma, so it's more of a sign to focus on you rather than focusing on other things. And I know that's something that's been like a problem for a while, right? Because obviously you take care of your father, so not much time for yourself. Mainly more so your time goes to him rather than going to you, when it should be at least equally dispersed. But we can't. So possibly being a little more selfish, and deciding it is time to put more energy toward you, less energy toward something else in your life, because you definitely need to focus on you. You need to focus more on your health. You need to focus more on your savings, making yourself comfortable. Because the thing is once your father's gone, right, who's going to be left with you, right? And if the answer is nobody, then doing all this with no security, no fallback, no good outcome, not necessarily entirely worth it. And I'm not saying up and abandon him. I would never say that. But sometimes death comes along to show you that you're going through a change that you need to focus on, that you need to put your energy into, so that this can be completed, so that this stage can be ended and now you can embrace a new stage. Something that is better for you, something that doesn't have ties to the past, something that isn't holding you down, something that isn't like limiting you, right? So you have two great cards of the Queen and King of Pentacles, and they are stability. But I do think right now, if anything, your spirit guides want you to know that you need to be putting more energy into yourself, taking better care of yourself, because you can't let these things get worse forever, right? Because if you do, you'll be left with nothing, right? You don't want to go completely blind, right? You don't want to be left without any vision. So, um, you need to take care of yourself. You need to put you first. And side note on death is death doesn't always signify complete death, like somebody dying. Sometimes death needs to just be there, right? It just needs to be hard to laugh. Yeah, I understand that. So that's what I'm saying. Like you need that moment. Yeah, you need something there that says it's about you. So time to take action with death. And you have, it's like I say with the tower, right? The tower has that energy of complete destruction. But did you decide? Did you opt for a tower, or did the tower come without your permission, without any warning? Take death the same way. Is death here to say you can take it into your own hands and decide how to move forward? Or is death going to come through and like knock you off your seat? So decide on how you're going to embrace death. It doesn't mean everything's over. Remember, death always signifies rebirth. But rebirth only comes when death has completed out its cycle. And that question right there is the main question. If your dad dies, will your sisters take care of you? I need a broom, man. Very yeah. You see? Will my current issue you've been dealing with me resolve this month? Let's see. We have the Ten of Swords coming out first, which is fine. Oh, we have the Page of Wands. Okay. So it does feel like there is a solution that's coming through. It might be something that's not easy to go through, or maybe something that might be prolonged, since we do have the Ten of Swords. Like, it might take the entire month for it to weed itself out. But we do have movement, and it feels like there's a different path to take. So if something is coming up that's offered to you to help, I'd say take it, but be sure to plan things out in case there's like back and forth, if it's not very clear on how to move forward, if it's not clear on how to get rid of this issue, like medication, who to ask for help concerning this issue, right? I'd say in this situation, just make sure you plan, because you do have a planning chance. Okay. You do have a planning card coming through, and in order to be successful, you need those plans. So treatment plan, make sure you really understand what's going on. You know who's bringing what, right? Who's aware of, or who's the most aware of the issue? Who sounds the smartest? Who actually is taking you into consideration? And then I do feel like this is reaching the end of this whole like constant cycle of health issues or problems that you've been having for the last couple months, or months, I should say. Because it does feel like at least this seems like it's improving, even though it's a Ten of Swords. It's not like you're ending in the Ten of Swords. You do have something new planned in the future. So I feel more positive about it than anything. But I sent you all the positives. I do have their question in an email, so I might have to um do a timestamp for them. Yeah. Oh, okay. You're here. Welcome in. Yeah. Well, I understand that. You know, certain cultures call for different things, and even people. You know, because I know here it's not even a ethnicity or race thing. Sometimes it's just how your family is, and if you care for them or if you smack them in a home. Okay. We have coming out first. Oh, okay. We have Wheel of Fortune that decided it was going to slide out, so that's coming out first. Oh, that's great. Temperature part. Yeah, I know. Ooh, the Empress. That's good. I feel like a heavy shuffle on this one for some reason. Not sure why. Ace of Wands. So it feels like a big change coming through, especially Wheel of Fortune, because it has like normally, you know, it's one of those cards that's just like outright beneficial. But um with Wheel of Fortune, I love that it has a balance to it. It has a nice sort of like flow to its energy. It's got like better things to come, and it's not just flat out like one and done, right? So it's a good card to have come out. It also says that there's a change, like a big change, and this is normally tied to somebody that is like um, a soul level connection. This is somebody who's meant to be in your life. This is a very important person that's coming through. We have a Five of Pentacles. Ooh, to the Knight of Pentacles. So definitely a big change here. Ace of Cups. Ten of Cups. Queen of Cups. So many cups. Okay, so it's good. It feels like the movement's coming in quickly. I don't feel like extra fast because we're not getting swords here. But we are getting the Ace of Wands and Ace of Cups. So we have somebody coming through rather quickly. They feel like somebody who's been on their way for a while. So it's sort of like their arrival has been building up. Normally when the five comes out indicating like a past position, it's a card that says they've gone through something and now they're in a better stage or a better place. With this, it feels like both of you were sort of like sorting things out, trying to become better people, more in touch with who you truly are, getting to, you know, a brighter place. I feel also like just finding stability since they are pentacles that we have across the bottom row. Pentacles signify just becoming more reliable, it's more steady. It also can be like better job, career. So definitely good energy in that movement. Since it's been a while, it feels like it's a good build up for this person. You'll have somebody who's very financially stable. They have good goals. There might be a earth sign since there's a little bit of like a heavy concentration of earth. Specifically, we have Empress, which would be a Taurus card. Wheel of Fortune would have Taurus on it. Then we have two Pentacles. So four cards that represent um, Taurus or Earth energy. We also have some water. But the the Ace of Cups is a good flow to you. It has a very romantic connection. So somebody who's very stable, somebody who's very romantic, somebody who's all about future longevity. This is a very dedicated person, somebody who's in it for, you know, long term. It's not somebody who's just there for a second, somebody who's there for fun. We have a little bit of some wands coming through, so there is some excitement from this person, but we are missing air, and it's like sword form. Even though we have an air sign within the Wheel of Fortune, we don't actually have a sword card. So communication isn't the best, but I'm not seeing it as a negative. I just feel like this person is just not talkative. They're leaning more on the quiet side. They are a very funny, romantic person, but they just really aren't you know, the one to start a conversation. A great listener though, because we have really good like counterpart cards, but just somebody who's not the best at talking. Now, timeline, I would say 2 or so months for this person to come through. They seem to be somebody who is a very bright, like, energy, somebody who has a lot of brightness to them. You definitely feel attracted to them, or something like brings you two together. There's just like a really nice aura about them. You just genuinely feel. I like the way that they come through as the Knight of Pentacles, because it's somebody who is at a very like good place in their life for them to come through, to be in a relationship. They will come toward you because you're represented as the Queen of Cups here. They're definitely somebody who presents themselves to you, start the conversation with you. But it seems like there's a lot of good energy coming your way. You have 2 10s with the Wheel of Fortune, as well as the 10 of Cups. So very good vibes with those. And that also signifies a new beginning. So lots of good news for you coming through. I really like the way that this person is reading. I like the more positive energy of these cards, and also like Ace of Cups. Just has a very nice, peaceful vibe to it. It comes through as a card that's like, things are coming through when you need them. Right timing, right position. But I send you all the good vibes, all the well wishes. I hope you have a good rest of your day. You take care. I don't even know what I dropped right now. Okay, so we have Shateria with JJ's friend. Okay, well, let's see. Hold on, let me see what I dropped first. I don't. Oh, no, I saw what I dropped. Never mind. It was blending into the floor. Okay, so we have the Hierophant coming out. King of Wands. Okay, who is this? Who? The moon. Not sure why I put it there. The chariot. The Nine of Cups. So this is definitely somebody who's working on some courage themselves. They want to take action, which is weird because we have a very stationary card, a card that does not move easily with the Hierophant. And then we have the Chariot, and it's, I don't know, like, it's odd to me because we go from one card that just does not move to a card that is, you know, fully in movement. So we have the only card we'd be missing is like air card on in major, or air card. Yeah, air along that top row, but if we sort of like slide that one there, it's there. Anything else want to be put out there? Oh, 2 of Cups. Okay, so we're working on communication. We're working on action. We don't have a strong communication card across that top row, or even on the central 5 cards. So we're still seeing somebody who maybe isn't the best with like interacting with you, talking to you, saying anything. But we do have somebody who is working up nerve, trying to be a little more like action, a little, you know, less waiting, more action, and getting to a place where they feel good. They feel like they're capable. They feel like they can communicate well with you. They have a very nice I think like transfer of energy across these cards. So I do feel like they think about you a lot. They want to talk to you. There's something that's hesitant there. Or something that's just causing some delays when it comes to communicating, acting, having those like interactions, right? Just a very I don't know if it's like a self-confidence issue. We do have the King of Wands, so it could be somebody who's trying to genuinely trying to build up that momentum, right? That ability to have a conversation. But to me, I'd say give him a little time. Something is definitely drawing him to you. Something's definitely wanting, or you know, encouraging him to act. But he's just, you know, taking a bit of time. It's some sweet time that's going on here that needs to definitely be at least to me worked on. But I feel it's good. It's definitely not fizzling out. It's not becoming something that, you know, isn't there, or just not feasible. It has good vibes to it. I just hope that this person gets a little more daring, a little more like, let's do this, rather than like, we'll see where we're at. But I still feel good about this. Yeah, this person just might want to be like, I don't know, might want to make themselves look good, and that might be something that's causing some hesitation. We have the Nine of Cups. It's usually somebody who wants to look good, wants to appear as like they have it all, right? And they might not at the moment, so they're trying to get it together. Hello, Hubert. So we have, I want my tarot practices to prosper besides being a traditional reader. What are any other paths open to me that I can consider? Let's see. we have, okay, so we do have another path here that is coming up. The Three of Cups, that's the reason to celebrate. The Hermit. So I do feel like you have to start like working on your connection. Like your connection with the cards, with reading, right, with interpreting, with relying on your own instant opinion of the card. Like sometimes you might look at it and think, oh, I have to read this according to the book, but sometimes it's more so like seeing what it's telling you in the moment. And I feel like that's a big sign here, because it's going to give the sign to you. It's going to show itself to you rather than you like going out in search of it. So yes, purely intuition. You really got to focus in on that so that you know what you're meant to do. You know what your like future purpose is, right? So I think that's a big sign. I think it's already there for you and it's something you love. And I know you talk a lot about writing. So it could be writing and just focusing more on that, sort of like whittling down what it is that you really, really love, that you can incorporate into one thing. Because I feel like at the moment, right, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of different things that you want, and you're feeling sort of like semi-isolated because it's just too much. But as you know, rely more on your intuition, it opens up this door too. So you have reason to celebrate. I think there might be a group out there that you could come in contact with. Maybe some sort of like writer. I know they have like beginner writer groups online. But I can't think of, I know somebody was just talking about it and I can't think of the name of it right now. But like amateur writer or like first time writer, something like that. There are groups that you can check out and see. Maybe they'll give you some advice, because we do have groups within this card, and it's sort of saying like don't allow it to be purely like all you. If you need help, go and ask somebody for help. If you need some inspiration, if you need anything that's just like, you know, much more I think eye-opening for you, right? Yeah, you know, anything that just gets you to rely more on your own intuition and less on like the world, right? Less on what people might be telling you. I think that's the way to go when it comes to what's coming for you, because I do feel like heavily it is your intuition that's coming through here. And if you want to write, right, like you need to be more what is it, like confident with you, more so like knowing that you have the ability to do these things that you want, and not so much as like a hesitation or frustration or like low self-esteem, right? Questioning yourself constantly. So I think you have good signs coming out here. Just follow through with them and see what's coming for it, because that writing keeps coming up, right? So maybe it's just more so like look into a group, and maybe they'll be like, oh, this is the perfect way to organize it. So rather than having that like chaos that is the 8 of Wands, you can be a little more organized. You might still have that chaos because you still have the Ten of Wands coming out, but it has more of organized chaos than anything. But I send you the good vibes. You're right about that part. I just like wondering what Justin's current things. Oh, that's good. Well, I'm happy about the apartment. Right to here. We are shuffling until I feel. We have Temperance. The Wheel of Fortune. Haven't had Temperance come out in quite a while, actually. Ooh, the Magician. So we have none but major arcana across that top row. So it feels good. Feels like this person is like making up their mind and moving forward with a little more action. Oh, we have Six of Wands. So definitely, I feel like this person is definitely making up their mind so they can be more involved, more somebody that you, I guess, like, don't have to question, right? You can understand how they're feeling. They're not just like, you're not staring at a wall. You have four major arcana here with Temperance, the Wheel of Fortune, the Magician, as well as the World. So lots of pretty strong cards. The King of Pentacles is a great card to come out when, like, you're wanting to know what's going on with somebody, because it normally shows up as a card that says somebody's entering a more predictable phase, or like becoming their truest self. So you no longer have to like worry or question what's going on with them. They do seem to be, I'm not sure if it's like just one aspect, or it might be like two. Normally, when it comes to Pentacles, I'd say family and work. I don't know if I'm feeling family though. It feels more like work, like either promotion or movement, something that's allowing for a better income, so like less stress for them. But I feel like now that things are getting into that nice stable period of those Pentacles cards, the person can reach out to you more, be a little more present. Definitely feel like there's much more of a connection involved with these cards rather than like one that's very distant. So this would be over like maybe like the next two weeks to a month that this is coming through. Remember, the Pentacles are great, but sometimes they can indicate a very slow change. So it might be something that just takes a little longer for it to come about. But I do feel I feel very positive about these cards. They seem to have like a very good future. Definitely changes coming through, changes that are stabilized through the King of Pentacles. Very good. We're not seeing somebody with old behaviors, old issues. We're seeing somebody who's very mature, very self-aware. But I send both of you the good vibes. I knew we were. What can I ask him? Of course, Techie. Of course. Ooh. Okay, so we have the Eight of Cups coming out first. Who else wants to pop out today? That's weird. The Nine of Wands. I only need a 10 and we'll be set. Ooh. Three of Cups. Almost dropped them all again. Knight of Wands. Six of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. Seven of Cups. So definitely detaching. I know with like the last month or so, it's been a heavy removal of people, right? Negative positions, places. So I do feel like it's a good sign that's coming through. Now, when it comes to these cards, it's like you're picking up, right? You're moving forward. You're deciding to take a new step, even though it might have been like frustrating, might have been something that you just like weren't too fond of, right? So we're seeing it move into a better place for you, one that's just like you're feeling it. You're much happier in this position than you would have been at the old one, and deciding to get up, stand up, move forward, rather than being in that position where it was sort of like holding you back, or just making you feel like you weren't where you needed to be, right? We're moving forward. We're getting to this better place, and we see the future as being worth celebrating. It's definitely like you're finally in this better position. So you let go, right? You're like, I'm done with that. I don't need that anymore. It's not doing me anything. You stood up and you decided to move forward into something better, and now we see it coming toward you. We see this reason to celebrate, and then all this hard work does feel like something very positive is in your future. So when it comes to the Seven of Cups, it can be a lot of different things, but in this situation I'm feeling more so like there's something that you've had your eye on, or something you've been wanting for quite a while now, and it wasn't possible with the old job. So now it's coming back up. Right now it's fresh energy again, and you could take up that opportunity. And as long as you stay steady, right, we see that movement. And I really like the way that it's going from a place of, not being happy, of like having to sort of go through that transit of getting out of this frustration with that Eight of Cups, turning into something that's hard work, very organized, very beneficial though, with the Eight of Pentacles. So you have a great transit across these cards. And it's almost like you have a fresher energy, or at least like a new energy, a completely like revitalized energy, because we're not like transiting and having to start over from scratch. We almost have a restart. So it's the same position, you still have the same resources, but it's coming through as like in a different way. So it's not as frustrating as the last place was. Yeah. And that's great. It really seems to fit you well. It feels like it's just getting you to a place where it's just so much better than the old one. And I feel like it's just going to improve. So I send you the good vibes. No, not yet. Well, let me check. No. Okay, I got it. Oh, this one looks like I love how it says human artist. Um, I do love Weisfell cardstock quality. Um, okay, I got you. No, it reminds me of an artist. I can't think of. God, who is that? For the life of me, I cannot think of that person. Um, it's a children's book. I can't think of it. That's so funny. I cannot think of one. I had it for a second there, and it's just like it's gone. But I love Weisfeld. I think it's a what you call it is a God. I can't think of that name either. I want to say it has 11 in it. Liminal, liminal 11. Is that it? Oh, that's cute actually. Very simple. Very clear to read. Ooh, pimp. Okay. I will look at these later. Okay, so yeah, no worries. I got you. Okay, so we have two questions. Hmm. Why did I? Okay, there we go. Okay, we're 1 hour 37 minutes. Okay, 137. 137. Which will probably be like 138 when I'm done with this. So 138. 1 hour 38 minutes. Okay, we have Two of Swords. We have Judgment. I don't really feel like there's anything to worry about when it comes to this person, but um, might want to just ignore her. Two of Swords, Judgment, and Justice all have a very, or all have like a similar base reading to them. The Lovers. The Seven of Pentacles. So this one is somebody who wants information. They show mixed, like happy, but also wanting to be like, you know, are you successful or not? So I would just ignore her. I don't really feel like you're gonna run into her. Doesn't feel like actually that would be a problem. Now with the Lovers as well as the Six of Wands, there might be a chance that you pass by each other, but I don't see a conversation happening because none of these cards are like really screaming conversation, at least to me. They're pretty much cards that say maybe look but don't speak. Now for you, when it comes to anything that's just like, how do I put this? She won't see me right. I don't have that. No, she won't. I want to stay with this person. I don't care. Their energy is not reading bad or good. And I say that because of the way that these cards are coming out. So it's just more in this. Yeah. Well, that's the thing, is like, just avoid, because it's just not a place to even pay attention to, right? Because it's just, I don't know. I'm not feeling like horrible. You know, this person isn't screaming like terrible person, but they're not screaming like the best. So if you have the opportunity to avoid them, avoid them. Try not to give them too much information. They just seem like the type that would just want information to want information. I don't think they'll act on it, but they just seem like, I don't know, like something's there. Something just like, I don't know. I just don't care for it. Yeah, and that's the thing, is like, that's what it's giving, and I'm just like, normally I'd be like, okay, well, you know, maybe not, but it's just, it's throwing me off. The 3 cards at the top are just throwing me off, because when Judgment comes out, it's an odd one. I heavily rely on the cards that surround Justice when it comes out, and for those cards to come out just throw me off. Because it's like, you have the 2 of Swords. It's like, what are you waiting for? And that's a card that bothers me in this situation. So just ignore. You keep moving forward. I don't really see you running into her. It might be something where you see her, but she doesn't see you, you know? You see when I... Oh, yeah, I did. There's, I think I said, like, over the next month to month and a half. It does feel like that's the timeline that it will be coming through for you. Oh, Teddy has 2 questions. Hold on. Okay, we have King of Cups, 3 of Cups. We have death. Ooh, Queen of Cups. Okay. Chunkmaster Flex. I don't think he's here either. I'm hoping he's asleep or chilling in the living room. Because I know it's hot as hell for him. Ooh, okay. So just order something. Oh, that's not good. Okay, so Techie, we're not gonna get super pumped, okay? Not sure exactly of the timeline, but it feels quick. Two things coming through for you: a better job and a relationship. Now, High Priestess is here. She normally gives a time frame. I can't tell you, but it's coming soon. That's the time frame she gives. I'm feeling like next 2 months. So we do have the job, but we also have a relationship coming through. We have the King of Cups and Queen of Cups. Death is coming through as a signifier of like the end of a stage. And I asked for a clarifier, and we have Queen of Cups. So it does feel like, at least here, end to singleness is coming through, and we have the arrival of this person. Now, since it's death, it does feel like a new person is coming through. Definitively, this is somebody new. You have not met this person. They might be introduced to you through somebody else, and I feel like it's just more like a friend thing, like, oh, this is blah blah blah, but it picks up. There's a connection there, so it has a very good vibe to it. This is somebody who's very romantic. It's somebody who like is charming. Okay, there's a very like sweet, charming energy to this person. I think they're just starting out at something like their dream job because of the way that the Page of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles coming out. They're giving me like somebody who's just starting out. I feel like it's your time to leave this sort of hermit mode in the past and then to move forward, because this is an opportunity that's very, very good for you. That's why I'm feeling like there's two things, you know, there's like a romance and this job coming through, because it's a big thing to have death come out. And death normally isn't just like, oh, you're going to get a new job. It normally is like a bigger thing where it impacts multiple places within your life. So you do have some good energy within that. But saying overall, we're not dealing with those people from the past. Got a new job, you got a new person. This person has a very like long-term vibe to them. So you're getting one of my favorite couples coming out, and I feel like if they're coming through as a couple in this situation, it feels like lengthy, long term. Now, definitely can't avoid these opportunities that are coming your way, because I feel like it's just screaming like it's going to be right there in front of you and you'll be able to grab it. So be on the lookout over the next 2 months or so. I feel like it's coming your way. I feel like the job will stand out to you. This person just feels like it's not like like you're being set up with this person. It just feels like it's almost like another day, you know, another like group of people, and you meet them and you're like, there's the connection. So I send all the good vibes. That would be encouraging. Oh, that would line up properly, right, with the start of Virgo season, right? 2 months from now, end of August, will be the start of Virgo season. So we're lining up properly. We're getting some good energies. I like it. I send you the good vibes, the well wishes. How about these people like I don't know. The vibe of that workplace, like it seemed like it was good and sucky at the same time. It was very odd for me. I thought I thought as I don't have heard about the workplace. Um, the last one was like a combination of good and sucky at the same time. So I'm hoping we'll get rid of that energy completely. Ooh. Like in a good way or like in a bad way? Hold on, sorry. It is. It's like it's sucky. Okay, we have the Six of Cups coming out for you, Jean. Now, not no. I was saying that was that to attack you. The sucky part. Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups. Dang, with all I shuffled, we're getting aces again. Who else? Ooh, Queen of Wands. You're coming out here. Now we need the King of Cups and we're all set. No, we have the Emperor. The Emperor hasn't come out in a while. We have Knight of Cups. We have King of Cups. I'm psychic. I joke. Uh, so, what's interesting here is we have somebody who is very open, very, very offering. I know, I'm like, where is it? Let's see. Where are we? Ooh, we'll give one try to it. Okay. No, we got two cards coming out. We have the Page of Swords and the Lovers. Honestly, this feels like somebody who's actually very receptive, is very open to talking. I feel like not a lot of people share with him, and I think that's a good what is it, like a good connecting point, because it really does feel like it really does feel like there is such a strong connection building here. And I think the fact that it's building more is like that Six of Cups path than anything else. Says a lot more about it than, you know, any of the other cards, because we're seeing something that honestly very like, what is it? It's like it has a flow to it that is very comforting, and it's one where it builds up. It's one that allows for friendship and a true connection to be established before anything else. So you're not going to end up with, like, you two not really knowing enough about the other person, right? So you're definitely not oversharing, because the thing is, you're also doing something interesting where you're creating a safe space for him to talk, right? By you sharing with him, you're allowing him to feel more comfy around you. So it's also improving his self-confidence, his self-worth, because we see him elevated into the emperor status, right? So somebody who's a little stronger, a little what is it, like, they feel much more like able to speak, to interact with people. It just has like a very nice build up. Now, obviously we do have a couple cards that we could assign some meaning to, with the Six of Cups, the Ace of Cups, the Knight of Cups, as well as the Lovers, and the King of Cups, because I had said all I need now is the King of Cups, and the King of Cups pops out and it's like, hi, I'm here. Now, that's rude, because it does signify a lot of things, but mainly, um, we have your energy and the Queen of Wands, his energy and the King of Cups, and we have those two together, which is very, like, normally not very compatible, but since we see it this way, it actually is coming out pretty nice. It's coming out like you understand who the core person is. And I think that's something that he appreciates, is like knowing somebody gets him. Somebody who actually understands who they are. And that would be you. Like, you truly get this person. You truly get, like, him on a level I don't think a lot of other people do. And it does feel like it's strengthening, it's growing, it's becoming more and more. And obviously that peace, that movement, um, allows for some very, like, good growth. Yeah. But I feel that, like, it looks like as time's gone by, right, that bond between the two of you has grown stronger and stronger, and it just looks very positive long term, because you don't want it instant, right? Because normally when people are like, oh, I want this, and I say, okay, here it is, it's coming through for you, it doesn't last long. It's something that comes in like a second, and then it's over, or there are issues or something that just, like, makes it fall apart. But here we have a nice build up to something that, otherwise I feel like wouldn't be happening. Like, if you approached it any other way, it wouldn't be going this path. But hopefully, as time goes by, we continue to see it move this way. And moving this way means it's growing into something. We have the Lovers, and we have education with the Lovers, right? So it's a build-up that's definitely got a lot of, like, importance to it. I will take 6 of Cups any day. And luckily, 6 of Cups does actually put a more positive spin on the Lovers. Because I know sometimes when we see the Lovers, we think of what the Lovers can mean, like, behind the scenes, right? But when the 6 of Cups is there, sometimes it's I don't know, like a calmer one, like, it makes you feel a little more at peace, saying that it's not something that's going to make you feel forced. but good vibes. I don't think. I mean, at this point, I don't really feel like there's a scare them off factor. Dream is good. Yeah, I don't get that often at all, which sucks. But I have that. I don't know. To have that peace is just like it's nice, aren't they? And here I was thinking I'm gonna be single for life because I mean can't even these days. Yeah. I'm thinking that too, being single for life. I saw a boy for you at the time, but he showed up. What's funny is like the Knight of Pentacles kept coming out, and it was like, oh, it's taking forever. And then he literally pops up a Capricorn. It was doing the same thing to me though, so Page of Pentacles. I'm glad I got it together. There's one person that whenever I do a reading for them, the card will come out as the Page of Cups, Nine of Cups in reverse every time for them, and I'd be like, well, they got to get some things together and blah 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 blah, and it never flipped. So, well, I'm hoping he's just not in his room right now because it's like 105 degrees outside, which is what, like 40 degrees Celsius, 40 plus. I'm hoping he better not be in his room. That's why he's not answering. But I know I'd rather the slowness than you know anything else. Yeah, he napping. Oh, I got you. No worries. True. I kept telling the person that the um nine of hold on, I'm gonna change this fast to like 5 minutes. Custom 5 minutes. It is now 5 minutes. I kept telling the person um that the Nine of Cups wasn't always good. And it could signify somebody who's more worried about what they have and less, worried about others. And ooh. Am I trying to shuffle for you? No. Okay, let's see. Let's put out some true, clear energy. Yeah. Well, my biggest concern with that person was they put a lot of money and stuff into a lot of time into themselves. I'm very, very bad at money management. I'm like horrible at money management. The Empress. Okay, Jean, when it comes to these cards, if something else comes up at the same time, or if something else comes up and you look at it and you're like, which one do I go with? Make sure you evaluate everything together, right? Like, do some heavy compare, contrast, Venn diagram, because there is a chance. We have the King of Swords, not to be too hasty, Page of Pentacles. But there is one thing in particular that is perfect for you. Like, absolutely perfect. So maybe it's, if it's a complex, maybe it's more so choose which one you feel like is the most comfortable, right? Like say a view, access, layout, right? So any of those things, because I think there's one there that just seems like it's right for you. Oh, that's good. It'll unveil itself to you. So let's see. Queen of Wands. Yeah. Okay. So it'll... Ooh, hold on. So I definitely feel like there's something there that's really, really, really... Yeah. Just make sure you act on it the moment you're like, this is it. When your heart says, that's right, you go with it because it feels good. We have great cards. Empress, Wheel of Fortune. Something that definitely can provide some like long-term, or at least like as long as you need it. Especially with the Empress, right? Because that's like one of those cards that like we hope for. So I'm gonna put it out there. I'm gonna fist shake, and I'm gonna say it's coming for you. It is there for you. Oh, call, hurry up. Make sure, do everything that you need to do in order to get a place that like best suits you. And for the life of me, I can't remember the one card that used to come out for somebody, and I'd stare at it and I'd be like, this is a horrible card. Well, I send you the de-stressing energy. We've been working on it. We're getting there day by day. Well, you still got time. I could treat it like a child. Better than an old lady. I just saw somebody on the news that it was like having a kid and they were 49 and like so excited. Just found somebody like after years of being alone and they were like perfect match. I was like, dang. It happens. Yeah, but sometimes in that situation, you think there's an opportunity there. Maybe you never notice, you never realize. Yeah, look at that. I was browsing through TikTok. I don't know who it was. And they were just like how happy they were. And I was like, dang, that's amazing. To be in that position where you think, what if it never happens? And then all of a sudden, oh my god, that's sad. That's awful. I think, of course, like after a point, like we think, well, that's awful, but like age wise, but There was this one post on TikTok where everybody was talking about, because the original post was somebody, I think they were like 38 or 39 or something, and they were like, oh, but I'm so old and blah blah blah, and then everybody in the comments was like, oh, I just had my first kid, I just got married and blah blah blah, and I'm having my child in so months, but they were all much older, you know. Wow. No, that's it too. Like sometimes you just wanna. Well, I can't say much. I never wanted children young because I always felt like I didn't have the mindset. And I know now I did not have the mindset because I was a jerk and fine with it. You know. And well, sometimes I don't think it's creepy. I think it's interesting. Well, sometimes it's more so the person and the circumstance. Sometimes you just, if it wasn't the right person, it wasn't the right person. Same here. Same here. Same here. Mother sister told me that it was so easy to get married. I'm like, what? Well, it depends on how desperate you are and who's surrounding you. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not surprised. She complains about him. Oh, there you go. People you shouldn't listen to. Our daughter's like her husband. Hello, Kaja. Welcome in. Feel free to post whenever you can. I know somebody who was in another person. I would just watch their videos for updates on like planetary alignments and stuff. I don't watch it anymore because they've gone crazy. But they would complain about like everything and how like their husband, they wanted somebody who was rich, and her husband owns like this big company, and she's like, he never has time for me. It's like he's running a company. Okay, can you tell me what's going on in the near future? Let's see. She went full on crazy, but it was like, yeah. And then she started saying things like her friend was having an emotional affair with somebody, and I'm like, girl, it's not your friend, it's you. Okay, so we're going from the Seven of Swords into the Chariot. They are both sevens, so it's a little bit of a transition from one energy to another. We do have movement within the chariot. We have the Fool. We have the Star. So lots of healing, lots of newness. I think a break from people that have been causing issues in the past, and definitely some new energies coming through. Break. Definitely some calmness. So with the another person who's listening to Seven of Swords. We don't like Seven of Swords here. So if we're removing them or we're moving forward here, we're removing some negativity, some frustrations, people, right? And we're headed towards something that's a lot better, a lot like more in line with what you need in your life and less of them. So fresh energy, letting go of those people, not having that burden or, just junk around you that's creating chaos. And then a lot of peaceful vibes with that. Four of Swords. Now, normally for me, when we have some movement or we have the Chariot, I look for movement, speed of movement, and where the movement's going to. So the Chariot is moving into something that's much more stable for you, much more peaceful for you. This can be a back and forth speed because of the position, since it's going from a sword, which would be air, to a pentacle, which would be earth. It can be it can indicate something that just takes a little longer to develop, takes a little longer for you to actually like see in front of you, witness and enjoy. So let it take its time. We'll be entering Cancer season, end of this month, Western astrology, mid next month, Vedic astrology. So Cancer season's a good sign for you that we're no longer in, or you're no longer in a frustration, and that you can heal from these people, and better things, better opportunity, better people come along following that, which would be about late August. I feel like more people are coming in that benefit you. It might also be something concerning work, income, that also comes through, improves for you. I like the transit. Like I said, might be something that's a little on the slow side, but as soon as it transits out, it looks pretty good for you. Just try to avoid that person, because you definitely need to be freer from that energy. If it is one person in particular, and overall energy, I would say just avoid. But if it is that one person, keep clear. But I send you good vibes, well wishes. Okay, we have general message. Okay, we have the King of Wands, the Two of Cups, Justice, Judgment, Seven of Swords. Is this work related? Strength. Nine of Cups. Um, I feel like somebody's coming in that's very beneficial to you, and somebody's leaving that is not beneficial to you. Um, be on the lookout for somebody who might just not be in a good mindset, or somebody who just is increasing like negativity wise, because there seems to be like a little bit of an off energy here, that I'm not really liking. Um, but be aware if like just there's one person, because I don't like the Seven of Swords, and that normally signifies somebody who is either talking crap, starting stuff, um, making things negative, creating chaos, creating more of an issue than there needs to be. Um, it can be somebody who is involving themselves in a situation that they don't need to be involved in. You know, it could just be a lot of things where it's just like one person in particular causing some upset, causing some issues, um, just not being 100% honest. So just stay clear of that person, or stay clear of the, what is it, like backlash, if there is any, concerning them. But I felt like otherwise, looks pretty good. It looks like things are balancing out. I like whoever this is that's coming through over like the next, I don't want to say this month. I want to say late next month, maybe. That person is coming through. Look around, maybe like the 15th to like the 24th of July for this person. But it looks good. Looks like some balance. Looks like some less hectic energy for you. Good news. I send you good vibes. All the well wishes. Let's see. I think he's just resting, and that's okay. Well, he better be sleeping. Um, yeah, I've been getting the world a lot lately. I don't know why. But I mean, I know why. In a like the meaning, normally it signifies a big change, a big like completion. Um, it can be like travel. It could be a lot of different things. But yeah, that's what I was, trying to think. Like, gotcha. Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out what it is because it's like normally when they do that, it's like it's a good. It normally is a good sign. Oh no, you're good. You're good. We get into serious conversations a lot, so nothing to worry about. You know, it's just one of those days. I think. It's true. God, that is far too true. That was like the Godfather. I get that. Yeah, but if people aren't happy, then it doesn't really help, does it? Because in all honesty, it doesn't sound like anybody's happy. I mean, are they? Are any of his children actually happy? I'll go out and be a creep at a park. Oh, that's true. I'll be a part-time clown at birthday parties. Oh, sure. Of course. Of course, Techie. unfortunate. I just ordered this. Oh no. Oh. Actually, that was very nice. I got the Fat Cat Tarot on sale for like 12. You take care. You know, sometimes that's why I say, like, it's not necessarily like selfish in the sense of putting yourself above everyone else and treating yourself like you are the greatest. It's more so, I think I did before. Hold on. What's a chubby body deck? Oh, more so. Which one is this plugged into? Hold on. Let's see. I feel like it is, it doesn't scream, well, techie, sorry. It doesn't scream like heavy masculine energy. So it's masculine, but it's not like intense in your face. So we're not getting a man that's like, dude. You know, we're getting a man who's got a nice sense of self, a nice understanding of good and bad, and how to sort of like be balanced between the energies, you know, feminine, masculine. We can see a nice balance between the two of them, so we're not seeing somebody who's overly, you know, one or the other. Feels a little taller than the last person. I don't know why this is messing up. Feels taller than the last person. Feels like somebody who has like a good build to them. I think, yeah, it's giving man, but it's not giving like heavy, like heavy masculine, right? So probably just somebody who's more in touch with their feminine side, especially since we had the King of Cups. That's somebody who is very like in tune with their emotions. They know who they are, how they feel, right? So I'm not getting the same vibe as the last time, so it might just be somebody else that's decided to come along. I don't know what is causing this blinking, and it is annoying me so much. But I think I have a feeling, and I'm hoping this is not the case. I think my search bar is going out. Because this is a new block. And that's a new light. You guys can't see what it's doing because it's not picking up. But anyway, I send you the good vibes. Take. Hold on, let me see if I unplug my phone. If it. Yeah, it stopped when I unplugged my phone. So I think it's a search bar. Okay. Angel, Spirit, Love, feel free to post your question whenever you're ready. The lobster is on so. Okay, is AP going to bring contact? Okay, let's see. We're looking for communication. We have the Queen of Swords. We have the Five of Swords. Okay, so there's difficulty with communication. The Hierophant. So waiting for some clarity. Let me see if this is you or if it's them. Okay, I feel like it's them waiting for clarity. I think they're waiting for a sign that says that they can go ahead and reach out to you or talk to you. They're waiting for some sort of sign that says all good. Normally when a 5 comes out, it means that it's some sort of battle, it's some sort of fighting, argument. But here, since it's sort of like a permission to move ahead or to move forward, it's coming across as more just like waiting for something to say that this is the right movement, this is the right sign, this is what needs to happen, what would help you to move forward. So give it a little time. We have 5 into 10 with a 10 of Pentacles, and we have an Ace of Cups, which is peace, healing. The Hierophant itself also has some like higher power, knowledge, understanding. So to me, it looks like as long as you give it enough time, maybe 3-ish weeks or so, this person should reach out to you, or maybe like you'll hear about this person. You'll have something like somebody will bring them up about like them talking about you or wanting to reach out to you. If it is an apology that's coming forward, that might be something that they're just like having a hard time with, like figuring out how to actually do that, because it could be something that they're just like not wanting to cave in or admit to. So I will send you all the good energy for that. As long as there's healing involved, it looks good. So it could take a while, but healing creates the best stability. It's been 3+ years. Well, you never know. That's what I'm saying. Well, if it's 3, that might be why there's 3. Yeah. Give it a little time because there's some healing there that just is not taking place. We have a 5 swords. 5 swords never fun. Yeah. Yeah, we don't have the best conversation cards, to be honest, with that one. Yeah. And you definitely can't rush healing. You have to let it take its rightful time, you know? You take care. I don't know, but I'm getting to, girl, why? Like, it wasn't even that long. Yeah. I made chicken, and I have beans thawing, homemade fresh beans, pinto beans. I was thinking about, I have a Serrano guacamole hot sauce thing that's like absolutely delicious. So I was thinking about getting the chicken, mixing it with that, and making some like delicious combination burritos, you know, or giant tostada. I don't know, it just sounds good, doesn't it? It sounds delicious. Yeah. I've been really like craving the beans. When Chunk was here, I made a ton of food for him to take home, and I made a big thing of beans. And I did forget to send him home with the non-refried beans because I made 3 bags of beans. So he got sent home with some refried, but not some non-refried. But now I have those other 2 bags in there. So I've just been on a bean. Not in a while. It's been quite a while since I made 3 bean salad. Actually, it's been a while since I made myself just a plain old pot of well, it's not a plain old pot. A pot of kidney beans. It's been a while. I love kidney beans. Like, so delicious. I don't know. Like, I love beans. So, it's just, it is what it is. But, like, every so often, I don't know what causes it, but every so often, I'm like, I can eat all the beans. I've been loving, what are they? Peruvian, beans. Like cooking them like pinto, but they're Peruvian. I'm thinking about that. I should have bought some. Mm-hmm. Look, we have more. That's a nice one, but I'm not spending that money on it. It's like, um, yeah. Isn't it? I'm not sure how many I need. One. I need 3. Ooh, I dropped the card. Let's see what card it is. We have the Ace of Swords. What do you think the Ace of Swords means in this situation? A conversation coming quickly. News. That's interesting. The truth being told. Ooh, an unveiling of a secret. Beneficial or not? Ooh, I feel like it's beneficial for somebody present. Yes. Hmm. Does it concern both of us? Ooh. Mm. That's an interesting set of cards. Well, I'm going to say good news coming to both of us soon. God, all these search bars are like expensive. I know. Fingers crossed. That's cute. I don't know, you ever just want some dirt on somebody and you're like, tell me the truth. Did they break up, you know? The cards never tell me, like, if I'm doing it for the wrong reasons. You can go like, do I have a stalker? No, no stalker. Do I have a creep? No creep. Oh yeah, yeah. She's good with being single though. You can't see the, what you call it in this at all, can you? It's right there. Maybe that. I'm sort of like, ooh, a secret in my. Oh, you can see it. um, this one though. This one is the one that's like you cannot see it unless you're like right up on it. This is a little sharp too. Doesn't it? There is one part of it that has a glow to it that, like, it's weird because I don't think my, whatchamacallit glows under black light. Yeah, like, I don't get it because what's glowing in here? But let me see if I could get that one. It's like, it's like right there that it shines. And I'm not even sure it picks up on the camera. Like, it's such a hard angle to see it at, you know? Like, it does nothing. I mean, I only spent like $2 on it, maybe $1. So I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, you know, my life is over. But, no, it would have been nice. That glows though, so that's good. Or this one's got a nice shine to it too, but you have to make sure it's at the right angle. Because this one also won't. But I know this one does at least. Yeah. This one I think I got a deal on. But it was supposed to be smaller than this, but it was somebody I had bought from like multiple times. So I think they sent me a bigger piece, but it was only like $5. So I was so happy because it was like I had wanted it so bad. I know that's my biggest fear, right? Like with ordering anything, because I feel like they're all fake, and I just don't want to put that money into something. I know. There was one shop that had popped up, and they were like, "Oh, it's legit," and blah blah blah, you know. But it's not legit. It was not legit. And I'm pretty sure this place is from the same one I bought from. They have moonstone that's supposed to be like very reflective, but Is it the same person? Now that you got an amazing crystal store? No, let's close up. I like to close it at 7. There it is. There it is. I could take your question and hit the road if you want. I know, and it didn't take when I put it to the pin message. Yeah, it won't take. Yeah. There it goes. It actually took. Hey. Okay. We'll see. Let's go. Oh, now I want nachos. Like beans and cheese and then that chicken on top. I don't know. He sounds like a pretty quiet person. Like a person that really sucks at communicating. Let's see. Bam. Oh, Ace of Pentacles. That's a yes. 6 of Wands. That feels like a yes. 8 of Pentacles. I'm going to take it as a yes. But as we see, no communication cards. Why no communication cards? I know. That's the thing. Come on. Communication. Communication is hard. Yeah. That's sucky. Well, at least you have a general yes. It sucks that, communication is not strong here. But, for the most part, it's good. Yeah. Well, I send you the good vibes, the good energies, the good everythings. Can somebody carry me to the kitchen so I can cook? And then cook for me. I would appreciate it. I'm basically around. I don't know, I'm hoping he's asleep or something. I don't know. Okay. So I send you all off with the good vibes. I hate that I can't end the live from here. They should really make it so you can. Because, like, that sucks. Doesn't it? Doesn't it suck? It doesn't give me that. But once I was gonna go ahead and invest sort of in a new camera so that I don't really have to deal with the setup every day. But we'll see. So I send you all good vibes from your hearts. Heart. 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 You all take care. Have a good rest of your day. I see you later. Uh. Uh-uh. Bye.